From the New Living Translation by Mrs. Beatrice Asante, reading Ezekiel chapter 1. On July 31st of my 30th year, while I was with the Judean exile beside the Kiba River in Babylon, the heavens were opened and I saw visions of God. This happened the 5th year of King Joachim's captivity. The Lord gave this message to Ezekiel, son of Boza, a priest beside the Kiba River in the land of the Babylonians, and he felt the hand of the Lord taking hold of him. As I looked, I saw a great storm coming from the north, driving before it a huge cloud with lightning and shone with brilliant light. There was fire inside the cloud, and in the middle of the fire glowed some glimmering emerald. From the center of the cloud came 4 living beings that looked human, except that each had 4 faces and 4 wings. Their legs were straight, and their feet had hoofs like those of a calf, and shone like burnished bronze. Under each of their 4 wings, I could see human hands. Each of the 4 beings had 4 faces and 4 wings. The wings of each living being touched the wings of the being beside it. Each one moved straight forward in any direction without turning around. Each had a human face in the front, the face of a lion on the right side, the face of an ox on the left side, and the face of an eagle at the back. Each had 2 wings of outstretched wings. 1 pair touched out to each. The wings of the living beings on either side of it, and the other pair covered its body. They went in ever direction the Spirit chose, and they moved straight forward in any direction without turning around. The living beings looked like bright coals of fire or brilliant torches, and lightning seemed to flash back and forth among them, and the living beings dropped to and fro like flashing of lightning. As I looked at these beings, I saw 4 wheels touching the ground beside them. 1 wheel belonged to each. The wheels sparkled as it made of beryl. All 4 wings looked alike and were made the same. Each wheel had a second wheel turning crosswise within. The beings could move in any of the 4 directions they faced without turning as they moved. The rims of the 4 wheels were tall and frightened, and they were covered with eyes all around. When the living beings moved, the wheels moved with them. When they flew upward, the wheels went up too. The spirit of the living being was in the wheels. So wherever the spirit went, the wheels and the living beings also went. When the beings moved, the wheels moved. When the beings stopped, the wheels stopped. When the beings flew upward, the wheels rose up. For the spirit of the living beings were in the wheels. Spread out above them was a surface like the sky, glittering like crystal beneath surface. The wings of each living being stretched out to touch the other's wings, and each had 2 wings covering its body. As they flew, their wings sounded to me like waves crashing against the shore, or like a voice of Almighty, or like the shouting of mighty army. When they stopped, they let down their wings. As they stood with wings lowered, a voice spoke from beyond the crystal surface above them. Above the surface was something that looked like a throne made of blue lapis lazuli, and on this throne high above was a figure whose appearance resembled a man. From what appeared to be his waist down, he looked like gleaming emerald, flickering like a fire. And from his waist down, he looked like a burning flame, shining with splendor. All around him was a glowing halo, like a rainbow shining in the cloud on a rainy day. This is what the glory of the Lord looked like to me. When I saw it, I fell face down on the ground and I heard someone's voice speaking to me. Amen and amen.